I think we're live, right? All right. Beanie blessings. Welcome to Deadpan Dope Tuesdays with me, Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie God. This will be recorded on Facebook Live and YouTube. If you don't want to be seen or heard, please mute your mic and turn your camera off. Please unmute yourself if you do read, and mute when you are not, out of respect and consideration for your fellow artists. This is a medium for all art and beanies. For those who don't know me, I'm an artist among other professions. Few ground rules: no hate speech or bullying. If I hear any of that tonight, you get the boot, no questions asked. This is a brave space. That is what we like to say. This is a brave space. Like me, many of us have parallel careers and are here to unwind after a long day's work. So please leave the crappy attitudes and beef behind before entering our space. I don't believe in content or trigger warnings, given life is one, but if you feel the need to give them, please go ahead and do so. Each artist has 5 minutes to share, like I said, any medium of art they would like. If you need the screen share, please let me know in the chat. And if you haven't already told me if you'd like to perform, please let me know there as well, and we will enable all that for you. And I will always announce who's on deck. If you want to learn more about our platform, the word is right, WRITE. Our executive producer, Marissa Prada, is here tonight. She's also our publisher of Red or Green Books, READ, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can follow her at Prada Painting and Poetry, Word is Right, Red Green Books on IG, Facebook, and YouTube. And my AirPods are about to die, so we're gonna. My AirPods are about to die. So hope you guys can still hear me. Can you guys still hear me? Good. Okay. All right. So if you haven't dropped your name in the chat already, go ahead and let me know. I'll announce who's on deck. If you'd like to learn more about the Word is Right and our other platforms, you can check our calendar events on our social media. All right. So on deck, we have Messiah Payne, but up to the mic now, coming to you from Toronto, Canada. He's the author of Hate Story. He is my friend. He is Pinky's roommate. That's his beautiful book, and I have it with me in my apartment here in Manhattan, too. Please welcome my friend, Jeff Caltro.
All right, we get screams and everything. Okay, so here's a little silly thing I wrote for a workshop, not recently, but it's still kind of rough and stuff. I call it The Wolves. And so the grandson says to the native chief, "Which wolf will win?" slurred McGarnacle as he took another sip of his fourth Labatt, while Chad stared at him expectantly across the table. And the native chief goes, "The one you feed." Chad tapped the handle of his fifth mug of Molson as the noise of the crowd grew louder in the bar. His expression fell from gleeful anticipation to utter bafflement. "Well?" said McGarnacle, holding his hands out in a "you see" gesture. Chad shrugged. A drop of beer dripped from his goatee. "I don't get it," he said. "What do you mean you don't get it? What's not to get?" Chad shrugged again. "I mean, what's funny about it?" "Nothing's funny about it." "Well, then it's a really crappy joke, isn't it?" "It's not a joke, Chad. It's what do you call, an old parable, kind of a metaphor like." Chad shook his head. "I don't even know what that is." "Didn't you ever study poetry in school?" Chad cringed. "Ugh," he groaned as he downed another gulp of Molson. "Don't talk to me about that shit. I hated the poetry they forced us to read in English class. 'Lo, good sirrah, thee wanders lonely as a cloud into that good night,' and all. Fuck that. Why do you think I dropped out?" McGarnacle sighed and took another sip of his Labatt. Sometimes he forgot that his colleague at the quarry was 20 years younger than he was and never finished high school. Sometimes you needed kid gloves to explain basic things to this kid. "Look," said McGarnacle, "it's like a story with a different meaning, right? One wolf represents the good stuff inside you, peace and love and niceness and all that stuff. And the other wolf is like all the bad stuff, like anger and sadness and meanness. Got it?" "Uh-huh." "And they're fighting inside you. That represents the, what do you call, the conflict inside everybody between good and bad. The one that wins is the one you feed." Chad thought about it for a moment. "But why do you need wolves?" he asked with a cynical frown. "Why can't you just say there's good and bad in everybody and it's up to you to choose what you're going to be? Why not just say what you want to say?" "Well, it's more fun with wolves, Chad." "No, it isn't. Who cares about stupid wolves?" but it's more interesting to imagine them as wolves, isn't it? It's more artistic like. Oh man, groaned Chad. I hate artsy shit. Don't bug me with that. They were quiet for a few minutes, and they didn't even look at each other. They just sat and drank their beers. The server came by their table with a forced smile. Everything okay here, gentlemen? She chirped. One more beer, muttered McGarnacle. One more, mumbled Chad. Don't you think you've had enough? The server asked. Don't you think you're ready for the bill now? Neither replied, and the server nodded and returned to the back. After a minute more of silence, Chad piped up. And another thing, he said. Does it really matter which wolf you feed? McGarnacle coughed into his mug. Ha! Does it though? Think about it. A wolf that really wants to win a fight, he's not going to give a flying rat's ass if you fed him that day. He's going to be focused on the fight. Chad, said McGarnacle, rubbing his forehead, you're missing the whole goddamn point. If you feed the good wolf more than the bad, you're making him stronger like. And the bad wolf's weak because he doesn't get much to eat. So the good wolf wins, right? Chad thought hard about this as McGarnacle finished his Labatt and wiped his mouth. No, said Chad, you're wrong. What do you mean I'm wrong? Easy. The wolf that doesn't get enough to eat, he's going to be more desperate. He's got nothing to lose and everything to gain, so he's going to fight harder because he wants to eat the other wolf. Just like Rocky in the first two movies, remember? He was all hungry for the title shot, and the wolf who gets fed, he's Apollo Creed, all full of himself. He's going to get cocky, so he's not even going to try that hard, and bam! Chad punched his fist into his hand to emphasize the point. Hungry wolf's going to win out in the end. Whoa, Chad, said McGarnacle. You're making these wolves way too literal. I'm telling you, hungry wolf gets the win. I put all my money on it. McGarnacle sighed again. Anyway, he added, what do you mean you don't know what a metaphor is? You just used one, sort of. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. You compared the wolves to Rocky and Apollo. You made your own, analogy there. So you're a poet, and you're not even aware of the fact. Chad spit out a mouthful of his beer. Fuck you, he said. Fuck that shit. Don't call me a poet because poems are for sissies and I ain't a sissy. Calm down, kid. Nobody's calling you a sissy. Chad put down his mug. Well, I'm not a sissy, he said. But that was a stupid story and you're stupid for telling it to me. McGarnacle's face cringed into a fierce glare. Take that back, he said in a low, controlled growl. Chad shook his head. He said. You called me a sissy, so I call you stupid. Fair is fair. McGarnacle rose from his seat slowly. Take it back or I'll cram that mug up your ass. Chad stood up as well. Not before I slam this chair into your skull, dipshit, he said. McGarnacle raised his fist. I'd like to see you try, punk. One move and I will, fucknut. Gentlemen, called the server, approaching the table. All the other patrons were quiet and staring at the scene now. You've definitely had too much to drink tonight. Please, no fighting in this bar, okay? Fine with me, said McGarnacle. Let's take this outside then. Yeah, let's do it, said Chad. If you must, said the server with a helpless expression. Please, not in front of the building. Take it across the street or to a park or something. Fair enough, said Chad. We'll be back, said McGarnacle, to settle up. The two men left, and the entire bar seemed to heave a collective sigh of relief. Chatter slowly started up again. Stacy, called the bar manager from behind the server. For God's sake, did you have to let them drink so much? She turned around. Just trying to be a good server, Mike. He shook his head. You know what happens when you give too much drink to the quarry guys? Those assholes turn into wild animals. Sorry, Mike. I'll be careful next time. Please do. Mike and Stacy went back to work as business began picking up again. So that was a little story I did for a workshop called The Wolves. And as we've mentioned a bunch of times, I have a novel for sale called Hate Story that I will put info about in the chat again. And also, if you know anybody in the UK or Paris or even Northern Ireland, I'm going to be there next month touring with our Australian friend, Skylar J. Winter, and her designer, Neshka Turner. So I'll put some info on that tour in the chat in case that matters to any of you.
Yes, make some noise and give some love to our friend across the border, Jeff Caltro. Get his book, Hate Story. It's an awesome book. Got my signed copy right here. So proud of him, and I can't wait till I get to see him again in person, which might actually be in Canada next time I see him. And congratulations on your tour with Skylar. I wish I could be a part of that. It sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy every minute of it. So give him a follow. Yeah, give him a follow, Jeff Caltro on Facebook, get his book, check out the links, and feel free to drop those links in our Word is Right Facebook chat too, for those watching us on Facebook and who check out our pages. All right. All right, and Greg Michaels just got here, Urban Cowboy Poet, who I also met at the New York City Poetry Festival a few weeks ago, Urban Cowboy Poet. All right, on deck, we have Chris Moore, and up to the mic now, my friend for the New York Poets Cafe. He is a New York-based poet and artist. Please welcome Messiah Pan.
Thanks, Lizzie. I'm going to keep it very brief. I'm going to read two poems. They're both short. The first one is called Incarnations. Closer now, with blessed lucidity, and love, the incarnation of Venus's embodied state. Her explosive, perennially fervent dreams, where love's prescient journey finds a body, my body, in the temporal generation of life, to touch the fruit of its own immortality, and a mind, my mind, to reflect on its maturing restoration in the continuity of thoughtful becoming. Through the softened implore of heaven, where the goddess emotes deftly in me for the sonorous effect of my self-illumined truth, by the stillness in my seeking, as love, once an immemorial shadow, instills a metamorphosis, enchanting my lost soul back into this furiously restored awakening of unified soul. Where a seamless reflection, a consciousness divine, becomes a stream into our mutual pellucid hearts, where we are fully known together as one. Into the glare of the lost light, now found, a rose blooms, a serene birth back into the goddess's form. The final beatific evolution of instantiation shall present life as an ecstatic definition in the body of love as absolute. Come to reality in the cosmic dawn of a renewed intelligence, a reformed relationship, goddess and I and my soul's truth. And the second one I'm going to read is an old one. It's a very simple poem. It's called Ode to an Ordinary Rose. To a simple rose, whose form remains incomplete to the naked eye, for authentically it is a vision, a ladder not unlike Jacob's, that ascends the grace of being as a restorative truth, a mystic conciliation conceived as expressively liberated and esoterically silent, as the beauty of a simple rose foreshadows the boundless anatomy of a love that sheds decay's material whimper, immortal existence, the bloom, the resplendence, the seductive dance of eternity, a suggestion of true romance, favors us, as all life, the rose replete, the spirit willing, that which becomes in the embraces of life's essential union, where all opposites meet in the effluence of a divine dream, infinite and complete. Thank you.
I love this poet. I always work so much. Thank you for blessing the space tonight, Messiah. So good to have you here. You can always find him at Hybrid at the New York Poets Cafe here in New York City. Anything else you have coming up? IG handles, anything you'd like to promote?
Sure. My Instagram handle is Messiah Lorence. That's Messiah Lorence.
Awesome. You can go ahead and drop that in the chat, or you can change your Zoom name to that. And let folks, and you can also drop that on What Is Right Facebook page and let folks know where they can find you. I'm sure we'll hear more from Messiah when we do round 2 later tonight. And Marissa Prada has a beanie on. Haven't seen her in a beanie in a while, but she looks awfully cute in it. All right. On deck, we have Shocky, but up to the mic now. He is also a producer and host here at The Word Is Right. You can catch his mic More Poetry, Moore, like his last name, at 7:30 Eastern time every second and fourth Wednesdays of the month. He always has a feature once a month too, and they're great. He just had my poetry wife, Elise Priscilla, on, who's wonderful. So please welcome Christopher Moore.
Thank you. Yes, and also my October features in the room too, Black Silver. Okay, so I will read one poem, or maybe two. Uh, I wrote this at a Guerrilla Poets workshop last week. It's called Purified Harvest. I was deluded into thinking I ran with a beauty beneath the sun's rays. Finally, taking off the rose-colored glasses, I was shown the gloomy rains of reality. Streams from my mind to my heart were clogged, not letting a clear conscience between the two, reaping away through to what truly was as if chopping high fields of wheat. A scythe guides me through all the feelings, while a timeless sunset remains forever. And I'll do one more if I can find it. Okay. This one's called Altar of Dust. Deifying a supposed savior can get pretty old fast if you proclaim every conquistador of your heart as a goddess or something, offering up all of your valuable resources just for them to contribute a smile or a thank you, and then moving on to do nothing serious, stealing your own blood and sweat for their homeland while you are left questioning why this is all happening once again. That's all I got.
And that's amazing. Always good to hear you, Chris. Give some love to Chris Moore, one of my co-producers and fellow MCs here at Where Is Right. He's got books out. He's a part of Anthology. He's a part of our Out Loud LGBTQ anthology. Very proud to have him as a contributor in that with Red or Green Books. And like I said, 7:30 Eastern Time, second and fourth Wednesdays of the month, More Poetry with 2 O's is what he hosts. I'm sure we'll hear more from Chris later tonight, but it's always a pleasure to have you. Anything
No
you'd
pun
like
intended.
anything you'd like to promote that I haven't already shared?
Yeah. I recently started also my own podcast too. It's an independent podcast. It's mostly just because I'd like to reach out with the poetry community more, get other poets out there. Of course, I have my open mic, but not everyone comes to my open mic. So I thought
But
if
they
I
should.
do this, yeah, they
But they
should.
should. It's a really good mic.
But
You guys should check it out if you haven't.
oh yeah, definitely. And I am booked with features until March. In fact, Urban Cowboy Poet agreed to be my March feature just this past week, and I am super excited.
Yeah, I'm going to do it from Mexico, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's even better.
Aren't
Yeah.
isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Make sure you have tequilas with you.
Oh, yeah.
And get his book. Look whose book I have. Urban Cowboy Poetry by Greg Michaels. I got to meet him in person too. And yep, there it is.
Christopher has it.
Yes, I do.
And Shaki just bought one. Thank you, Shaki.
Shockey also got Kunda Beanie, which is on its way to her this week. So thank you for the support of our Green Book, Shockey. Also, Chris mentioned Guerrilla Poets. One of our sister organizations is Guerrilla Poets. Shane Maynor does a majority of the cover art for Red or Green Book. She's also a host here at Where's Right in her own organization, Guerrilla Poets. And also these are her books, her beautiful books. I just finished reading this one. I loved it. I just told her that tonight. It also comes with a CD. So reach out to her, Shane Maynor, Guerrilla Poets, Word is Right. We'll get you in touch with her. We love Shane so much. And she's got an event coming up if you're in North Carolina on October 3rd. She is putting together, and I'm already told her 1,000 times how jealous I am that I can't be there in person because I live here in New York. But reach out to Shane for more details on that. She does incredible things.
Oh yeah, and I also have one of the Guerrilla Poets as my feature too. I have Nemo in January, which I can't wait for also.
Nemo is fabulous too. And Nemo, you're always welcome to come by Deadpan Dope on Tuesdays if you're free. We'd be happy to have you. All right. We're going to keep this going. On deck, we got Black Silver 47. And up to the mic now, we have Shaki G, who's also in our Out Loud LGBTQ anthology, and she will be doing a podcast later this year with Jacob Moses and Nico Diaz, who also contributors of this, about our LGBTQ community. What the word is right.
Yay. And that's
Yay.
actually only in 2 weeks, I think, unless Marissa changes it. The start date is October 2nd. So I'm going to read 2 small poems this round. First one, so this is going to be annoying to everyone, and I'm sorry, but one of my poets that I like, Jasmine Mann, posted a poem, and so I felt like I had to write a poem about it. So it's called Ariel. Sorry. All right. The world is fighting over whether a fish can be black. Like Black girls aren't the first to have their voices taken in order to be part of this world. Have to find our legs navigating your perception in order to be loved. Do not question why a Black man can be the crab in the barrel with her. Aren't we all just poor, unfortunate souls treading water to stay alive? They will call it daddy issues, say our fathers never grew to be the kings we needed, that the princes we love find a way to be shallow even in the ocean, that they only tend to love us once they know we can be quieted. The question is not whether mermaids ever lay in the sun, if some replace the mercury in their scales with melanin. No. The question is why women use their power to trap other women, why they can't see past color to notice it, can also happen to them. Why the Supreme Court can Ursula our souls without a fight because we're too busy fighting over fish to notice our rights floundering at the bottom of the ocean. The same oceans where the fish are replaced with plastic waste. There are bigger problems or bigger fish to fry. We have the magic in us, not Disney. Time to make the changes.
What?
And
What? That was brilliant. Okay, and yeah, fuck everyone that's saying that a mermaid has to be one thing. Mermaid can be anything. I've actually worked with the actress playing that role in the upcoming film, and she's one of the nicest people and most professional I've ever worked with. So yeah, I love that poem. Oh my God, so good.
Thank you. The second one is another short one. It's called Karen. I have a problem with being corrected in moments it's unnecessary. Like at work when I say I'm finna be on lunch at 12:30 and some Karen feels the need to remind me finna ain't a word and finna be ain't proper grammar. Cause bitch, did you understand what I meant though? See, I feel no need to code switch. Who I am is who I be. Words like finna, fixin', ain't are perfectly fine with me. No need to repeat myself or translate cause bitch, you heard me the first time. You confuse no cap for a lack of cap and gown, like the way I chose to relay information means I must be uneducated. I know somewhere in my bloodline there were people who weren't allowed to read or write. And now you want to assimilate my tongue while your children gentrify the language. That's that poem.
Holy shit, Shaki!
Shaki, geez, just going
That's
in.
an anthem. Oh my God. Yes.
That's why I love Shaki.
You know, I like me them Karen poems, but you better read that for Stacey Dyson. Yes.
Oh,
let's go.
They were both awesome. By the way, I want to tail back on the Little Mermaid thing. For those
Appropriately named Shaki.
Shaki, no, go in poet. Those were great. Just I want to tail back on the Little Mermaid thing for a minute, because it's been coming up a lot in the news and social media and stuff. If anyone knows who Sierra Boggess is, she played Ariel in the original production of Little Mermaid on Broadway, like 20 years ago now. Can't believe it's been that long. She made a reel on her IG, and if she's on TikTok, probably TikTok. And she opened her prompt script and it says the cast list, and all it says next to what the description of Ariel is that Ariel is this King Triton's youngest daughter. Didn't say anything else, just King Triton's youngest daughter. So to all the haters out there, shut up. Ariel can play by anyone. Okay, any gender. Okay, it's a mermaid. They're beautiful. She's beautiful, the actress playing her. She's one of the nicest people I've ever worked with, and her sister, most professional. And Shaki, you're amazing. I always love hearing you. And I promise I'll do a better job eating Kit Kats.
And also, I wanted to let everyone know that on October 1st, I think that's 2 weeks from now, I will be doing the workshop for Tumble Words that Saturday. So if you guys are with Tumble Words, please come through. Just know that they do expect you to share. So I don't, if you come through, please be ready to write and share. And I think that's it. It's at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Very cool. Congratulations, Shauki. I'm so happy for everything coming up for you. You can let the people know where they can find you online. Let them know about the podcast you're going to do, Words Right and the Out Loud anthology. Also, just a quick update. Anyone that buys this anthology, Kunda Beanie, or any of my books I have out currently, this week, I'm going to match their contribution with a donation to Second Chance Rescue in Puerto Rico, because we can't forget that the animals are also horribly affected by this hurricane there. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in Puerto Rico and who's affected by the hurricane, but we cannot forget about the animals, especially. So reach out to me, reach out to Shauki, Marissa, anyone, Christopher, who's a part of these anthologies, because we need to help each other. It is hurricane season, and if Puerto Rico gets affected horribly every year by it. So thank you for sharing, Shauki. Always love your work, and we'll hear more from you later tonight. And check her out at Tumble Words, as she said, on October 2nd at 3 p.m. Eastern time with Donna Snyder. All right. On deck, we got Urban Cowboy Poet. I got his book right here. And up to the mic now. I haven't seen him for a while, but I'm happy to see him now. Returning to Deadpan Dope is Black Silver.
Hey, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good.
All right. So I got one poem. The title of it is called Lucifer. So I feel like a little backstory is needed for this. No backstory?
Is that like that's like the devil, right?
Yeah, I just saw somebody waving like, no. I thought they were trying to be like, no, just like, but
And I think everyone knows that Lucifer is like the devil.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I don't believe that like there's anything out to get me. I feel like God and the devil are kind of like two sides of the same coin. So it's like I was just writing my like introduction piece to Black Silver, and then just this and Lucifer pretty much just paid me a visit, and this came out. So, but all right, here we go. Call Lucifer. Who am I? They call me black glitter, but the truth don't shine. You better have a flashlight, because the truth is black as midnight. I said, the truth don't shine. No warning signs like black ice, slippery when wet, atomic number 47. Call me Black Silver, your black demon, your rotten jeweler. Voice of the forgotten, cry of the ancestors, dance of the necromancer. Where there's lightning, there's thunder. I am the light bringer. No, Jesus Christ, call me Lucifer. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, an angel fell from the sky and became I am Lucifer. There is a woman inside me. Call me a Disney princess, Rapunzel betwixt my rib cages. I'm Rapunzel with the missing pages. Someone ripped out my ending. Go back to the beginning. I'm still locked in a tower, rotting. There is a woman inside me. I'm Red Riding Hood in Japanese, lost in Japan's suicide forest, bit by the wolf of suicidal thoughts. I'm lost like a broken compass. Where is grandma's wooden cottage? Who would have thought it? I'm Red Riding Hood with missing pages. Someone ripped out my ending. Go back to the beginning. I'm still lost. And Black Silver, atomic number 47, voice of the forgotten, cry of the ancestors, dance of the necromancer. Where there's lightning, there's thunder. I am the light bringer. So I was a little nervous getting that, but I just got.
Hey, don't be nervous. That was awesome. Always happy to hear your work. I'm so happy you came by. I haven't seen you for a while. I can't tell if you froze. Did he freeze? Yeah. It's not,
Put
he
it out
did, right?
there,
It's not, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit. Okay, but it's good to
Did I
see
freeze?
you. Do you have anything coming up? I know you got your jewelry company, right?
Yeah. Jewelry. I make jewelry. I got my Instagram, Mordenti777 Beads Unleashed. I got my poetry up there that you can look at and listen to for free. The poetry is free, but the jewelry costs money. So, that's how that goes. And I got a feature coming up with Christopher Moore at More Poetry. So I got that to look forward to. So I'm going to bring some new stuff and just life,
Yeah, that life thing. It's hard sometimes.
that life thing. Yeah,
That
tell
life
me
thing is
about
hard
it.
sometimes. No, it's so good to see you. Yes, please check out his Instagram, his poetry, and buy that beautiful jewelry. It's awesome jewelry.
Hey,
So look at that. All right. So give him a follow, drop your info in the chat or on our Word is Right Facebook page and IG, YouTube. And I'm sure we'll hear more from you later, Nick, but I'm so happy you swung by. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a bit. All right.
yeah.
Awesome. All right. On deck, if he wants to read, our brother organization Garage Poet host Jeff Taylor is here. I got to see him last night too for our unofficial Deadpan Dope last night. We had a lot of fun last night. We had an unofficial Brave Space Deadpan Dope last night, and it was really fun. It was just an intimate offline mic, but it was a beautiful time. And some of our folks are back here tonight. Shockey was there. Jeff was there. Chris Scribbles read a brilliant poem last night there. But we are going to hear if he, or you're just listening, no worries, Jeff. Happy to just have you here and present. Thank you for being in the space with us. All right. Then we are on deck. We got Marissa Prada, but up now, I got to meet him a couple weeks ago. I can't believe it was only a couple weeks ago. He does his urban cowboy poetry. He sang at karaoke with us at New York and Poets Cafe. It was so nice to meet him in person and get to see him perform live. So please welcome to our mic now, Greg Michaels, aka the Urban Cowboy Poet.
Thank you. Yeah, it was nice meeting people in New York. And when I read, I was pouring rain, and I want to thank you, Lizzie, and Jeff Caltro, especially. That you stood there and listened to my whole reading. Other people were carrying on loud conversations or just getting out of the rain. Thank you too. And the friend that I brought with me, she was there. Little Mermaid Disney is my favorite movie too because of the music. That was the first movie I took my son to. He was 3 years old. And then we met my brother, and my brother had seen it. I said, I took Luke to a movie, and my brother says, what movie did he see? And Luke said, Big Bad Octopus movie. So that's what we call it now, the Big Bad Octopus movie. In fact, my favorite, what?
I was gonna say the first movie I remember seeing in theaters was actually The Lion King. So a few years later, but another Disney film.
You might be a little younger than my son then.
A little younger.
But my favorite parody that I wrote was a parody to Under the Sea. But it was sort of inside thought, special occasion. I'd have to explain too much. So I'm going to do another poetry. Make fun of Billy Joel because he is one day older than I am. But he wrote a song, The Longest Time, and recorded it when he was in his 30s. Supposedly. And no man in his 30s, you should know now, can have the slightest concept of the longest time. So I wrote my version for the same man, singing to the same woman, 50 or 60 years later. Oh, for the longest time. Oh, for the longest. If you said goodbye to me today, I might say, who are you? And but what can I do? Sometimes I forget my name too. I've not been all there for the longest time. I get lost on walks that I go on. Maybe you'll be sorry when I'm gone. I get weird glances. I forget to zip my pantses. I haven't zipped them for the longest time. Maybe, oh, oh, for the longest time. Oh, oh, for the longest time. The voice I'm hearing in my head, it's a miracle that I'm not dead. Oh, how I need you. I hope you needed me too. I've not been all there for the longest time. Maybe I won't last very long. I think I'm all right, but I could be wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be driving my car, but I've come this far, and that's more than I hope. Once I wished my impotence was gone. With Viagra, happiness goes on. Before the blue pill, I tried to make it work with sheer will. That hasn't happened for the longest time. Keeping me alive is an art. An implant device holds on to my heart. I know you're the woman that I wed when I take my meds, and that's all I can hope. I don't care for all the gifts you bring. I feel like a fool when I lose things. My memory's so bad, but I will always know that we have loved each other for the longest time. Whoa, oh, for the longest time. Oh, for the long. Thank you very much.
Aw, I'm a Long Island girl. I love my Billy Joel.
Hmm?
I'm a Long Island girl. I love my Billy Joel.
Yeah. I love him too. That's why I can make fun of him.
He'd probably
I-
enjoy it. He has a very good sense of humor.
You know, yeah, somebody should show it to him.
Hey, Billy, go on our YouTube page and come play a song.
What's that?
You know, if he's watching, he probably isn't, but join our YouTube and then come
Yeah.
to Zoom and then play a
Yeah.
song.
On YouTube, okay. I'm coming to New York to Carnegie Hall, you know, I'll have more information later, but
Awesome.
we're in.
Yes.
My sisters and I are all in.
Awesome. Well, it's always good to hear you, Greg. Get his book, Urban Cowboy Poetry, his take on urban cowboy poetry. There it is. And he'll drop his information. And Shane Maynard did the cover art for that too.
Yeah,
He'll
I
drop
will.
his information in the chat of where you can connect with him to get a signed copy. Yeah, we got Disney, we got Billy Joel. You know, those seashells turn me gay, obviously, right?
When we were in El Paso, I sang Kiss the Girl with Kemlin, who in her blue mermaid outfit. We did a duet on that.
Oh, you guys should have done that in New York.
Love
That's
that
awesome.
song. Love that song.
I do too. All right. Well, it's always good to see you, Greg. I'm sure we'll hear more from you later tonight. All right.
Oh.
Oh, did you want to do another one real quick?
No, not right now.
Yeah. Do another one because there's this little kid screaming outside. What is it? Do you hear him? Hang on, let me go look. Okay.
If
Do another.
you don't want to do one right now, we can hop over to Christy, Greg, unless you do want to do another one.
There's other people can go. Right?
Okay. Well, we'll keep going, Marissa. We'll skip over you for now, and we'll add Marissa
No,
towards
it's
the end.
okay. David said the parents are there, so
Okay.
some
Well,
blood-curdling cry outside of some little kid, you know, that makes me want to go check on them.
yeah, we're human. We want to make sure we're protecting our other humans, especially our other little humans.
You
So
are
you're
so
good
much
to go?
better than me. I hide when I hear kids crying outside my window.
There was
I don't
just
wanna
the
be-
cutest baby on this phone call. Did you not see me turn into like a pile of mush?
It's so cute, the squishy cheeks. Like,
Phone call. I'm so old. Zoom call. It wasn't a phone call. The squishy cheeks. Well,
I just,
what, Greg?
I was on QPAC and I just did the poem about the little boy, his tummy exploding. So that was-
I met the QPAC guys when they were at the festival. I feel bad I don't go to theirs. It's just kind of hard for me to go
Yeah.
to a Zoom right before mine. I made the exception for Spofest night because I wanted to see Martin, who just joined us, and he was amazing, as well as their other feature. We're so happy to go support Martin, and we'll hear from Martin a little bit. But on deck, we got my Panku Pisces sign.
So you're
wife.
good to go? Is Marissa good to go?
Yeah, Marissa's good to go. So we'll hear more from Greg in our second round. But on deck, we got Chrissy Scribble, who's my Panku water sign wife. But up now, I really missed my opportunity because I was so tired to go snuggle with her in Harlem when she was here. I'm an idiot.
I was so tired. Like the thought of going out and partying with you was so nice. Like I really wanted to go.
We weren't really partying.
But I was so dead. Like my body, everything hurt. I was so tired of schlepping all of that up and down New York City for 5 days, 6 days. I just couldn't do it. But I really did want to go to hang out with you. And you're right, you missed out because that whole place I had to myself. It was wonderful. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, all the fun places, and I was all by myself jumping on the bed. So
She was probably naked too.
oh no, I absolutely was. Yes,
there's a
because
baby
when you
on
have a big Airbnb all by yourself, you just that's what you do.
Oh,
Hi,
the
Mama.
baby's back.
Oh my
Aw.
goodness! Look at that squishy chest.
Very.
Oh,
If you want to see Deadpan Lizzie turn to a pile of mush, just put a baby on the screen or a puppy. Cats, not so much, but puppies and babies will get me. It's a very cute baby. Yeah. So right now we're gonna hear from the woman that I was dumb enough to not snuggle with while she had the whole apartment to herself in a beanie. But I was out supporting artists. I wasn't just like gallivanting, being silly. I was out supporting other artists and happy to do that for Kemlin and Lucian. But please welcome to my
Shocky, you should have come because you should have come. We had a whole couch, and you could have had my bed, and I would have gladly slept on the couch. Absolutely. So yeah,
Technically, I wasn't really allowed to snuggle when you were in town, though. I'm
don't
only like
snuggle
I'm only recently single.
well, there's nobody to complain now for me. So
I was only recently single, though. You knew that.
I'm gonna do a snuggle
Anyway.
card, like a dance card. Y'all put your names in, and then we'll get some snuggle time because, I can now snuggle with whoever I want.
Me too, because I ended that shit because I had no more patience left. But anyway, please welcome to our mic now. She is the executive producer here of Word Is Right. She is our publisher at Red or Green Books. She does everything. She's gonna put more anthologies out. We were talking about that last night at our unofficial Word Is Right Deadpan Dope last night. She's gonna put another anthology. She can talk to you about that. And on the gun violence anthology is coming out next year, which I'm a part of, and many other people around the country. So please welcome the woman that makes it possible for us to be here tonight, Marissa Prada.
I love you, Lizzie. So Shocky, straight up, we have an anthology next year of the piece, and I'll to share the title with me. Breach of the Peace, social justice. Probably like literary art anthology. I'm gonna try to close out of some of this other stuff because my video is slow. Okay. Anyways, so I'm gonna give you a snippet of some new shit, and then I'm gonna go right into the salt tonight. All right, this is okay with everyone? Fabulous. Here we go. I chose you. I chose you every day until tomorrow was a green plastic bag deserted on my doorstep, filled with all the things I left at your place, while there is nothing here of you to miss. Y'all feel me? Real one's gonna feel me. All right. 2 poems for you tonight, both from my book, Butterflies and Lies. So don't lie to a poet, we will write about you. I love to loathe love poems. This is from a Ron Mark Thompson workshop here at Word Is Right, between Bronx Art and Fun Hub and Word Is Right. You left nothing to love when you left me behind. Left to love you and loathe that I loved you, past tense. I love to loathe love poems because I feel pity instead of purpose. When a pen bleeds hearts on a page instead of brains and goodbyes, a gross haze encases my gut, so only cut roses for consumption. At least their thorns are entertaining. Corinthians got it wrong. Love is not patient or kind, but rather arrogant and resentful. It does wrong and is allergic to the truth, or perhaps just you are. Loathing is the residue of your residency in my heart. Loathing is the remnant of your dog-eared page on the corners of my mind. Loathing is the recipe for moving forward, a false rebuilding from this rubble. Still, I would rather loathe love than hate you or myself for my path across yours. So yes, I lap and lick a long, salty song of loathing, since there is nothing left to love in this emptiness other than my loving of the loathing of any fucking love poem.
Yes.
And the other one I'll read for you tonight is Untitled, but this was written in a Tumblewords workshop. You know, Shaki's going to be doing this Saturday afternoon. I've written an incredible amount of poetry in the workshop at Tumblewords. All right. Everything above these shoulders is a junkyard columbarium cranium plane crash. What is memory, is remembering, is forgetting, is my failed daily duty to-do list. You, forgive you, forget you, let you dissipate into never existing. Still, you seep from my mind down the corridor of my throat, stowed away on the backs of tears too old to be shed. You lodge in the gauntlet of my granite gut, remain there until time has succumbed to surrender and been documented as historical fact. Impossible to swallow when I am choking on unspoken afterthoughts of shock, life lessons, on-the-job training, middle wife, light birthright, nothing but lies to my mind of moving on, of the impossible guilt of these bronze statued hands that still cling to the fabric of a time too long ago. I forget to forget. You rip through me in the dark hours of the midnight. Mauve purple contusions post-mortem, speckled with stars on this hardened heart that harbors the sickness of your memory. The immortalized imprint of your fingerprint melted into my exsanguinated pen. You make my effort to write no longer worthwhile, while I lie to myself that you will pass through me, that the pain is weakness leaving my body, and I will once again feel like I haven't died this vicious, delicious death in the moments before I wake each day. And those are some of the work from Butterflies and Lies. If anyone is interested in getting a copy, it's only $15. It's over 100 pages. It's a great book. I mean, I don't mean to say that like pump. I'm great, but I really enjoy the work in here. It's a wild ride. So thanks, Lizzie.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful book. It's next on my list to read. You can also get her other book, Conversations with Grief. You can follow her at Proud Painting Poetry, Red or Green Books, Word is Right. And she is true. Like, if you piss off a poet, we're gonna write a whole fucking book about it.
Next year, also my erotic book is, so if you, yes, my erotic book is the plan for next year. I have no like muse inspiration, so I don't know, maybe I'll just cut my losses and print what I have already.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
But
And yeah, Marissa's right. By the way, if you like go on a mic and you're like, this is such a great book, you just sound like a narcissist. Just be like, I'm very proud of my work. Because I'm not gonna, if you say that to me, I'm not gonna buy your book. Because I'm not gonna believe you believe it's actually a good book. I'm just, yeah, see Deadpan, I'm just straight about it. All right, thank you, Marissa. Yes, buy her book, Butterflies and Lives, Conversation with Grief. Check out everything she does for us here. We wouldn't have this platform if not for her in this part of this community, so thank you. All right, on deck, we got Martin, who just featured at SpoFest. But up now, please welcome to the mic. She is the author of Sacred Elements of Me. Please welcome Chrissy Scribbles. Oh, and a puppy. I forgot the puppy had to make its debut. What's the puppy's name?
Sabrina.
What?
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
And she's trying to eat my mic.
The wiener, because it looks like a dash hound, like
It's a dachshund.
The wiener dog.
Oh, so cute.
Okay.
That's how she fools people. She tricks people.
Aw, she's very cute. Welcome, Sabrina. Maybe she'll bark at a Panku later. Wouldn't that be a first? I think so. You know who's also cute though? Christy Scribbles is so cute, and she's gonna read for us. So welcome, Christy.
Thank you. Okay. So I just went into my notes app and found this one. The notes play inside my head and the humming starts and my body moves and the spark of memory invades my skull. Dance around mind and I see it swirl into the center and the space opens and the pearl appears and swirls around as it goes around and around. Mind it goes down the pool of music's memory. As I glide and I slide down the swirling tube inside the mind's eye of me, I slide and I glee with that. I see the old me in the memory, and the song connects me to it. Time of rewind where the music reminds me of the her that was in a blur and the heartstrings are strung and plucked from in the cavity, the middle of me that holds memory inside the heart of the world. Is the truth as the image is seen his own perception. The music plays there. Who was there? Try not to compare and enjoy this connection. This place within the portal that music has mortally placed you there and here to jump into you, the notes and their hues, and enjoy this place you are now to be in memory and see what you need is the music's connection. The way it creates.
Hey, Christy, you're muted, just so you know.
Yes, did you hear me?
We could hear a little bit of it. It was cutting out. Do you want to?
No!
Okay.
No,
Do you
it's
want to
okay.
like? Do you want to like? No. Do you want to like log in and out, and come back in, and we'll hear from you after our next poet, and you can take a mulligan.
Yes, we'll see what I can do. But
All right. So we're gonna get that connection issue fixed. And while we stand by for that, he just featured at SpoFest. He did a wonderful job. I was so happy to have him. He has his own company. You can purchase his merchandise. I don't have my mug on me because it's at my Long Island house, no in Manhattan tonight. But he's got very cute mugs and hats and everything. There it is. On Zazzle, you can follow him on IG at Parquillian and check out the anthologies he's a part of. So please welcome Martin Parker.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was fun. I was surprised, and it was really quite a thrill to have my sister and my partner listening in. But thought I'd share a couple that I don't think I've shared here that didn't quite make it onto my list. I was thinking about reading there, but this one, first one is called Dawn Chorus, and the first two lines just came to me when I woke up early, which I almost never do, and could hear because pre-dawn hours is rare for me to be awake then, unless I've stayed up all night, which happens too often. So dawn chorus. Golden moon, morning soon. And now from nearby thistle, a mockingbird gives whistle, warbling forth his vibrant tune, up to greet the falling moon. Killdeer chime in their call, the night's adjourning, as smaller birds sing thanks that day's returning. Katydids fade from the chorus that grows like a gathering storm. All the world wakens to welcome and herald the fast nearing morn. With twitters and chirps, with laughs and with sighs that burst through the broadening twilight, the creatures of earth gave praise to the light that gradually grows in their eyesight. While the wisps of swirling mist that hover are lifted from the lawn, rising echoes hold their breath for a beat, for the rose of a brilliant dawn. Just sort of realized the first 4 lines I wrote were increasing in meter, and I just kept seeing how long I could do it. But I have another short one I don't think I've read here, called Chasing the Elusive 643. Chasing the elusive 643, I lose the ephemeral illusory scent, which has so early lured me away from a secret scintillant sanctuary wherein I have slumbered over long. On I push through the slush-laced pathways in restless perturbance till I need to rest, and wearily wait for a reappearance of a bus that will take me cross town. The sky turns to rose as a pastel bunny hops preposterously past the box that holds the ubiquitous Washington Post, which postulates on stadia studies and whether the debt limit rises anew. Indubitably, I'd be late to work once again. Thank you.
Yes, I would love to hear from Martin. I always learn so much from him. I learned what the concrete poetry was tonight. I actually had never heard of that until tonight. So I always learn from you and appreciate it.
I didn't know what concrete poetry was when I wrote that, so I just learned that recently.
No, it was beautiful. I loved it. I appreciated your feature. I always appreciate your work and your presence. Check him
Thank you
out,
so much.
Parquillian. Check out his merchandise, his poetry, and his anthologies. And everything he does, he's a very important member of our community. So thank you, Martin. Unfortunately, we're not going to hear from Christy Scribbles again. She had to run and was having some internet issues. But we love you, Christy. Check out her book, Sacred Elements of Me, which is also published by Evergreen Books, the Fierce 15 launch, which I'm a part of. It's a beautiful book. She's got a Panku in it. Beautiful Panku. So check that out. Give her a follow, The Poetry Alchemist, if you're not already following her. And she also hosts Great Debaters here at Word is Right with Marissa every first Saturday of the month. All right. If he's ready, would love to hear from Generalissimo. You there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm here. Let me see if I
Uncle
have
G.
Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll do this piece, which was in the Remembering Jack Kerouac anthology by the National Beat Poet Society. It's called Chicago. The car broke down halfway to Chicago. Winter wind was blowing. No snow was snowing, so I stuck out my thumb, not knowing what was to come. Took a magic carpet ride, absent magic, and the windy city wasn't quite as pretty as I thought it would be. I rode the road home, fast and free, through rain, snow, and sleet. My feet got soaked, but they always seemed to know how to find their way back to dry and clean. The car wasn't mine, so it must have been a sign that the sun don't shine for only me. After all, flowers gotta grow. Wind will always blow and people will sing songs no one else will know. Others will write poems no one else will read. Some poems will never find their way to paper, lost in thought streams of poets treading water through their thoughts. Some say a poem is just a poem, a song is just a song. The world is what it is, and life just goes on and on. But every thought may be a poem, and every poem on a page may be a song that sounds like a dream. Dreams happen when we sleep, even happen when we're awake. The daytime sun always shines when somewhere else the moon and tides align. I'm always swimming through my thoughts because they get tangled in the air I breathe. This is why when my life starts making sense, my senses take their leave. I believe the car was a metaphor without a meaning, and every poem I think up is an open door I can choose to close or just walk through. After all, flowers gotta grow and wind will always blow, but a poem is never just a poem. A song is never just a song. And Chicago will always be Chicago. And I think I want to do a piece that I wrote in Paul Concaso's workshop. If I have it up here. Well, I do have it up here, yes. It's titled, I've Fallen and Can't Put Myself Back Together Again. When my heart breaks, it shatters like a sliding glass door, slowly fracturing into different sized bits, each falling separately inside my body. It's the job of my soul to sweep up errant fragments. The dollar store whisk broom and dustpan, then epoxy the shards into a new heart that will be incomplete and need to regenerate particles who never found their way into the dustpan. My new heart will have learned lessons, but have new parts that will make old mistakes, that will lead to another heartbreak, and another newly epoxied heart, and another heartbreak, and another new heart, and so on and so forth, and such is the way of the heart. And I will just do the first poem in my book. Everything I think is on my mind. I don't have it to show you right now, but it's a haiku. The meaning of life is not about breathing, but deciding to breathe. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful, Brian. Thank you for sharing. You can give him a follow, Generalissimo Brian Frankel on Facebook. He's also got a book with Word is Right. He's part of the Next 10. He's also in our Out Loud LGBTQ anthology. Do you have anything you want to promote you have coming up, Brian?
Let's see if I can knock it into the chat real quick. I think this is it. There we go. That's everything for now, including the next, on October 3rd, the next Cafe Generalissimo.
Yes, check out on Mondays, and that Urban Cowboy Poet has his book. And
Oh my God, I have Urban Cowboy Poets book.
me too.
Oh my God.
Both great books. I have the unpublished manuscript of Brian's, which I love.
I have Jeff Cottrell's book.
Mm-hmm.
I even have Marissa Prada's book.
Got my book.
I don't think I have her second book, but maybe eventually I'll get it. Do I have your book? Yes.
I literally signed it and gave it to you at
you
the
did? Okay.
festival.
You did. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, all of those books are in a bag still. In the bag I was carrying all my other books in before I transferred them back to the box they were in. So I'm still have stuff in the car.
Still processing.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm still recovering from that weekend.
Yes, I'm so sad it's over.
Oh my God. That is lovely, whatever that is behind you. Is that a photo?
Are you talking? Is that Brian talking at me?
Yes.
That is I put that in our New York Facebook chat earlier. That was sitting in my lobby in my apartment building in Manhattan. And it was there before I went back to Long Island for a few days, and then it was there today, and it was not claimed. So I did what all New Yorkers do and made it my own and brought it into the apartment.
Is it a
Um,
photo or
It's
what
a
is it?
painting of sexy legs and a butt
Oh,
because the
okay.
apartment wasn't gay enough with just me in it.
Oh my God, it's absolutely beautiful and
It is.
it's very optical illusion-esque.
I'm happy with it. It fell on me earlier, but I didn't really mind it. Was it Marissa? Did I send you and Shane the meme last night of the moon with the cat? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Because what it looked like. Hey, what happens at midnight in the LGBTQ Dream Team Facebook chat? You know.
We know nothing.
No. What? It was very. Oh, there's a baby here. It was G-rated. Anyway, check out Brian's stuff. Go attend Cafe Journalissimo, which is always the first and third Mondays of the month here, where it's right at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're gonna go back to the top of our list. And then at the end of the evening, Shocky is gonna do our Beanie Blessing, and we'll close it out. And if we're still awake and I'm not snuggling the painting behind me, we'll do an after hours party. So on deck is Messiah Payne, and up now is Jeff Caltro.
Okay, so I'll do a couple of relatively new pieces. I'm sure some of you have heard these already. This is Yelp reviews of your pet guinea pig. Karen Golden, North Bay, Ontario, 1 star. What a terrible guinea pig. He doesn't even do anything. He just sits there and stares at you. Can't even do any tricks or run on the wheel. What a mess. Gotta do better, guys. You invest more money and time in your guinea pigs, you get better results. It's not that hard. Just get it together. Chad Hahn, Mesa, Arizona, 1 star. And this is all caps. This guinea pig sucks. What a fucking piece of shit. Call yourself a guinea pig? I hope somebody vacuums it up and it fucking dies. Ugly piece of crap and boring too. Fuck you, bullshit guinea pig. You suck the bag. Kenneth Simpson, Leamington Spa, England, 1 star. I was rather disappointed with this guinea pig. I've met a wide range of guinea pigs all over the world, and while some of them had some considerable issues, none of them was as tedious or underwhelming as this one. The animal was not pleasing to the eye, and its interpersonal skills left a lot to be desired as well. I've noted a troubling decline in the quality of guinea pigs over the last 30-some years. One need only look back to the golden age of guinea pigs to find such luminous examples as Chomper in the Hamptons and Inky from the West Midlands. All finely bred guinea pigs with style and wit to spare. I couldn't help yearning for these iconic figures while sacrificing far too much of my precious time with this one. Pathetic, derivative, and uninspired. Becky Kopp, Canberra, Australia, 2 stars. This guinea pig started out well, but it failed to live up to its promise. In the end, there wasn't anything to distinguish it from all the other guinea pigs out there. Take a tip from someone who's been around, mate. If you want your guinea pig to stand out, you've got to put some work into it. I wasn't even going to bother with the accent for that one. Louise Marie Truffard, La Valette du Var, France, 1 star. The guinea pig is not formidable, is it? Not? It fills me with all of the fatigue and the ennui. One cannot find the proper words in English to express why the guinea pig is not satisfactory with one's expectations. As the people say in our country, le nez violet dans 3 coups de pied au poulet avant de manger ma teinture pour les cheveux. Jim Backers, Northport, Florida, 2 stars. My wife and I were very disappointed with our trip to Papua New Guinea. There was too much crime and violence, the natives were rude and unsociable, and the food was served in such small portions. If you do end up going there, I suppose you could do worse than touring some of the World War II airplane wrecks under the water, but my wife and I are too old for diving. Next year, we're just going to see Italy again. Greg Jackson, Brooklyn, New York, 5 stars, and this is also in all caps. OMG, best guinea pig ever! Awesome guinea pig, it's fire! I love it so much I want to marry it. Yeah, man, guinea pig fucking rules. And finally, Sue Bremner, Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, 1 star. And her review is just one word. Why? That was Yelp reviews of your pet guinea pig. And if I have time for another one, this is kind of an old unfinished piece that I came back and finished, and we'll see how that works. This is called Performance Review. Company name, Planet Earth. Date, August 25, 2022. Regarding employee performance review. Employee number 77-777-7777-777. Employee name, God. Overall performance. During the employee's many years of service with Planet Earth, he has demonstrated remarkable creativity and power at sporadic moments. It is clear that the employee shows a great amount of potential. However, much of the time he fails to live up to said potential and in fact shows an astonishingly poor attitude towards his professional duties. As a supervisor alone, his lack of concern for the morale and job satisfaction of his underlings is deeply troubling and requires immediate corrective action. Areas of strength. The employee has shown exemplary abilities in the creative and aesthetic aspects of his position. Much of Planet Earth is a visually attractive workspace due to the employee's exceptional and instinctive talents in this area. Areas needing improvement. A serious issue with the employee's work routine, one that cannot be ignored, is that he appears to have severe anger problems. The employee has a troubling habit of spiteful actions towards underlings who have displeased him, often with dire consequences. Planet Earth would like to suggest that the employee enroll in one of our corporate anger management workshops in order to learn how to deal better with these feelings of rage and jealousy, at least in a way that does not disrupt the routine of his colleagues. Equally of concern is that the employee demonstrates a shocking level of indifference towards his underlings, particularly when they are in the greatest need of his assistance. The employee has access to all of his colleagues' requests, pleas, and complaints, yet he deliberately ignores them and even pretends not to have heard them with a disturbing level of frequency, no matter how urgent or consequential the issue at hand. Teamwork is an important component in organizational success, yet the employee appears to be indifferent, even openly hostile, to the concept of serving as part of the team. Related to the indifference problem, but also worthy of separate note, is the employee's constant absenteeism. Indeed, the employee has so rarely shown up to work at Planet Earth in recent years that it is not unusual for his colleagues to question if he even exists. This naturally results in a lack of trust, which is a key element of successful teamwork. Conclusion. While the employee's creative gifts and other strong powers are not to be denied, the company is deeply concerned about his tendencies towards angry outbursts, indifference towards work, and absenteeism. We feel that the employee needs to sit down and contemplate how serious he is about contributing to Planet Earth's welfare and whether he intends to become a more productive and cooperative presence here. Otherwise, we may be forced to take drastic disciplinary measures. We would highly recommend the aforementioned anger management sessions, which will teach the employee more socially acceptable methods of dealing with negative emotions, as well as more positive workplace traits such as empathy, cooperation, and good sportsmanship. If these issues cannot be corrected in the near future, Planet Earth may be forced to look for a replacement for the employee, or if a satisfactory replacement cannot be found, to terminate the position itself permanently and take its chances without it. End of review. That was a employee performance review for God. And yeah, as I said, I've got a novel and I've got a tour coming up. So I'll just put that stuff back in the chat.
Put it in the chat. Buy his book. Check out his tour. We love Jeff Caltro. Thank you so much for coming through and sharing your art with us. All right. On deck, we got Jeff Taylor, who's going to read now. But up now, we have Messiah.
Thank you once again. I will be reading 2 more poems. Just a little tidbit before I begin with the first one. The first poem is called Is It Love? And it was named after one of my favorite Thundercat songs. So here it is. Love has been the seed of aspersion, confronting waste, an odious consummation by force of interminable nihilism. She was hope in the deafening decomposition of my soul. Her delighted eyes from the deposed crown of heaven buried the last seizure of my affection, and with nothing my longings remain. May she be blessed that she remained ebullient impatient, and intemperate, that she finds herself in my confession of empty preconceptions. How foolish of me to see myself standing in evaluation bestowed by grace and see nothing more than violent despair. When I see myself, might I see humor? Might I see determination? Perhaps a few regrets and undiluted love? With thought, without imbibing, what I see is a question that embarks on life's secrets here in my being. Is she worthy of that question? Her part in my inquiry? That I am what kind of human being? And I'll think time as deceiving question, heretical of love's absurdity will be the undoing of my many illusions. For what is love? In fact, what is she? But a vehicle appertaining adjustments of perception within, whether to see the truth of yourself in exuberant pleasure or the disunion of her gaze that penetrates your self-consciousness and grabs your thought with all the solemnity of obdurate night. You will know yourself, and love will sit gently at the banks of your river, ever ephemeral. You will reach out, she will escape into the ethers of timelessness, never to be defined, never to answer for her existence. Between her glory and her disgrace lies the human heart. She plays the heartstrings as a masterwork, and we are the sound of love, gained, lost, and somehow through her emergent beauty, regained. Despite her tragedy, in spite of her absurdity, she treats us, her children, to the boon of a heaven, still searching for her as an answer. Challenged and importune, the metal of darkness arises from feeling and thought, and I await her approach, love, to define me in way of never defining herself. She stands, remote. She listens, grave. She opens her mouth. Her word is silence. And this is the second one. It's called Creation and the Ghost. Poor is the descent of time, revelatory, prodigious agony of heaven, begetting surreptitious being upon a dissolution of bedlam, and flesh the final scarring where we leap to original consciousness. First inception of humanity, alienation first from beauty itself, then from the matrix of self-creation, arises from the indeterminate perpetuity of evolving sentience, from the primordial gush of cosmic birth to the allay surrendering youth to passive knowledge, whence to seem immortality, inevitably crawling into death, the form of beauty itself, a sequential path, pushing you into light's guttural immensity. For death is but a rarefied pearl of life, a release, like arising from a dream, awakening beyond the four dimensions. In death, we come fully into life. And without you, my awakening will be depleted of gnosis, or the gold at the end of this grievous, silent excavation. This passage of time is where I await you on the other side, where your memory, your scent, takes on the absurdity and massive expression of eternity. I will never escape the poignancy of your being, your delight. I await you. And you, the key to the kingdom of souls, bear my soul's name written in the holy continuum of your formless, devouring being. When your eyes open to my eyes, we foreshadow truth, the destiny of love. That's all I got.
It was all amazing. Thank you for sharing with us tonight here at Deadpan Dope. Always love hearing your work. Please check him out online at the New York Poets Cafe, in person and online. All the beautiful poetry he brings. Good to see you, Messiah. Thank you for coming through. And love the Rhode Island cap because that's where I went to college. All right. On deck, we got Chris Moore, and up now, he is one of the producers and hosts of Garage Poets, our brother organization here at Where's Right. So please welcome from Massachusetts, Jeff Taylor.
Thank you, Deadpan. Wonderful to be here as always. Good to see everybody virtually. Garage Poets this week, we have Un Mashmo Hiktar as our feature. So that's 8:30 is the feature, 9 o'clock starts the open mic. 8 o'clock, we just kind of hang out and talk about what we did over the week. But yeah, come and join us. This poem here is called 10 times 42. I packed a bowl because the J-O-B is F-U-C-T. I took hits from the bong because the government. I've taken joint rides with my boss, and I've taken joint rides because of my boss. I stuck a piece of hash to the end of a safety pin because someone spread eggshells all over the floor. I wake and bake with concentrates because morning glories are useless in the afternoon. I haven't tried my hand at cultivation because I've been losing my hair since my 20s. I deleted the app connected to my Bluetooth enabled vape pen so the feds can't track my habits. I bought a smell proof pouch because the NSA got a hold of this poem before I wrote it. I'll take 2 puffs from the peace pipe because I'm both an Autobot and a Decepticon. I'll roll a blunt because I've worked hard to be good at what I do. I'll pass to the left because I've been hopping fences for too long to not already have hit the grass. I'll keep killing brain cells because one of these days I'm going to catch the one I've been hunting. That's 10 times 42.
Love a 420 friendly poem. Love a 420 friendly poem. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Come and join us, Garage Poets, Friday.
Yes, go support Umesh Mahikar. He is a great member of our poetry community in India. You can get his book on Amazon and go support Garage Poets, Ethan and Jeff over
You
there.
can find us on YouTube and Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see our live shows and the features I keep up on there. So yeah, thanks a lot
Awesome.
for having me. Yeah.
Awesome. I should be able to swing by Friday too. For a little bit. I gotta get up early Saturday. But good to see you, Jeff. Thank you for coming in and reading and always being a wonderful presence here at Word is Right.
Yeah, thanks for having me. As always.
Always a pleasure. All right. On deck we got Shocky G. And back we got Sabrina and her roommate Christopher Moore.
No Sabrina this time because she was hurting my arm.
Oh.
She's a chubby little dachshund and it started to hurt my arm muscle. But I do have a poem. Okay, this is an older piece of mine. It's called Pen's Labyrinth. Achievements are just mere illusions if you realize you're always back to square one. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, as each goal is pushed more whenever you approach them. Always answering simple, mundane questions to make your brain scream at the top of its lungs. Sleep is just a pure illusion in this state, for how can one sleep if daytime haunts the dream world? Stuck forever on eternity's game board as it keeps fooling us into thinking that we all have free will.
Very nice. A beautiful poem. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. And check out his mic here at the Words Right. More poetry, 7:30 p.m. second and fourth Wednesday of the month. And then he's also got a new podcast, right? Poetic Robin Hood.
Yeah, I recently did the kinks out for it a few days ago. It's still a work in progress though. I still haven't formulated it yet.
But it will be coming. So give him a follow, keep up with that, and then we can listen to the podcast when it debuts. So congratulations on all that. And give a big hug to Sabrina for us. She's always more than welcome to bark at a pan.
She's free. She's free if you want her. Nah, just kidding.
Yeah. Well, she can
Or
bark
am
at
I?
a Panku anytime on Deadpan Dope. All right. On deck, we got Black Silver, and back up to the mic, we got Shocky.
Yay. So I'll read two pieces. And because everyone was talking about books, these two pieces are in my old book. I'm not a fan of it, so I don't promote it, but this first one is called Perfect, and it is a poem that I wrote for the girl I was dating at that time. I know that I'm not perfect, but sometimes I like to pretend. I like to pretend that when you look at me, you see past all my flaws. I know I've been battered and broken, blood dripping off the tips of my fingertips like an extra for The Walking Dead. But sometimes I like to pretend you are blind. I tell myself that you are a mirror, that if you could be so perfect when I stare into you, that maybe you are just a reflection of me. Sometimes I like to pretend that I am a butterfly fresh out of the cocoon, fluttering in the pit of your stomach. In other words, I like to pretend that my existence makes you feel something. Sometimes I like to pretend that I am a wave on a sandy beach, wiping away memories in the sand. And yes, I know that waves become tsunamis and hurricanes and destroy everything in their path. But sometimes I like to pretend I am peaceful and calm and beautiful. Sometimes I like to pretend I am your cell phone and you can't keep your hands off me. Like you can't help but smile when you look at me. And even when you don't, you keep me by your side. Sometimes I pretend I am oxygen, like maybe you can't live without me. Kidding, like maybe your chest burns a little when I'm gone, but I always come back if you're just willing to breathe. But sometimes I face reality and I know there's no reason for you to love me. And I hope that you too like to pretend sometimes. And then second one is called Loneliness. Some days loneliness feels like a casket. Even the most comfortable places become suffocating. People surrounding you, discussing your absence in your presence. I mean, sometimes loneliness feels like a funeral. No priest, no faith, just the echoing eulogy of your past, slowly falling deeper and deeper into the darkest hole, hoping that it is a tunnel. Like maybe you will come out the other side a new person, as if death is an illusion shared by the living, but never the answer. Even when the question is you alone staring at walls asking for a better life, you must know that loneliness is just a classroom full of tests and lessons that you will master until loneliness becomes secure, the pathway to peace and self-reflection. And eventually loneliness will feel like home, and you will share it with another lonely soul searching the universe for love.
Love is hard. Those poems were beautiful. Love is really hard. Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, I don't always recommend it, but I am a hopeless romantic. You know, we just write our trauma into a book. Yeah, there you go. Sell your trauma. It's the next anthology. Yeah. But those are beautiful poems. Thank you for sharing that, Shaki. She's gonna read Beanie Blessings. Let me close out a little later tonight. No, love's hard. Love is really, really hard. Anyway, well, we're just gonna take a minute to take this in. It's hard. I cut my cord. Listen to that. All right. So on deck we got ECP, and back up to Mike now we got Black Silver.
Yeah, can you see me? Can you hear me? Right on. So I got two poems this time. So I got, the first one is called Legend of Kernunos, and the second one is called The Real Hecate. So
Did he freeze again?
these poems are based on deities.
Yeah, you froze a little bit.
Did you hear what I said?
No, if you want to start again.
Okay. The first piece is called Legend of Kernunos, And the second piece is called The Real Hecate. And these are, again, poems based on deities and gods. That's like a thing for me. And as you can see, I do not exclude demons. So here we go. Legend of Kernunos. Yeah, starting out with the first one. You can't drink the ocean. You have to put the water in a cup first. The portrait doesn't hang itself. You have to get a nail first. I'm green-skinned from the first order of operations. I'm half melanin, half winter, like biracial. I'm half life, half death, like a phoenix. I'm not fully human. I'm anthropomorphic, like a werewolf. Nature doesn't make mistakes. It always hits the target. Nature is benevolent. Nature is mischievous. Nature has a face, and that face is Kernunos. I am Kernunos. No, I don't cut throats, but I cut ropes. Release your attachment to the drama and come home, Mama Earth. I promise I'll be gentle, but like water, I can't go further than my container. Enter the forest. See, I have prepared a dinner, but only for the hunters, and only for the lonely ones, and only for royalty. Here in the forest, we are free to be ourselves and dive deeply in the luxury of the simple things. Sometimes it's not about making noise, it's about listening. Here in the forest, we sit under trees and bear witness to the plight of humanity. Don't ask me for anything. I don't give. I teach so that you may gift yourself. I am Kernunos, and there's nothing I can do that you can't do yourself. I am Kernunos, the empty hand that reflects you like mirrors. You are so beautiful. You just don't believe it. I am Kernunos. You had it right the first time. You just don't believe it. I am Kernunos. I will bestow you royalty of the earth if you earn it. I am Kernunos. I am indulgence. Come, drink from my bottle and enter the bottomless void and make some noise and claim what's yours. So that was Kernunos. That's based, Kernunos comes from Celtic. It's Celtic, so it comes from like the Celtic pantheon, which is yeah.
That was
And then-
awesome.
Thank you, thank you. And then this is the real Hecate, which is Greek, Greco-Roman. So hopefully you know what Hecate is. That's like mythology 101. You know what I mean? So this is my hymn to Hecate. So here we go. Yeah, here we go. The real Hecate. I summon the deceased from your sleep. Bear witness to me to be redeemed. I am the real Hecate, Hecate. No GMO. I am the original mother maiden crone. I am what you become when you're full grown. Full moon, full mind. I bestow wisdom from ancient times. I am the time and current. You're in the oceanic presence of the real Hecate, Hecate. No GMO. I am the original lycanthrope, half moon, half palms, half paws, incomplete yet without flaws, flowers upon graveyards. Cry of the ancestors, dance of the necromancer, where there's lightning, there's thunder. I am the light bringer. Come hither, look into the eyes of the real Hecate, Hecate. No GMO. I am the original goddess of the crossroads. New moon. I am the blood of martyrs on new shoes. Who knew? Hecate, new poetry. And that's it.
Those were all, that was all awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
I
for
love
the space.
mythology. Yeah, of course. Always good to see you. Thank you for sharing that. I love mythology. I loved hearing that new creation. So thank you for sharing. Give him a follow. Check out his jewelry line. Check out his
Hey.
poetry. The poetry's free, but the jewelry's not.
Poetry's
So-
free, jewelry's not. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, there you go. That's his hashtag. So go follow him on IG. He'll drop that on the chat and get his
Yeah.
awesome jewelry. Awesome. Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. All right, as we get down our list, Marissa Prada is on deck, and up now is our urban cowboy poet.
Hi. We were talking about The Little Mermaid before. I love the song and I said it in its parody. So I'm gonna do it. It takes some setting up, some explanation. So this will be the only time I ever do it on Zoom. I hope that makes you feel special. I lived in San Mateo, California. When my kids were little, we were in the Unitarian Universalist Church. That's kind of a liberal freewheeling denomination. And in the summer, we went way up north to Mendocino County, Redwood Country, for family camp. And the family camp was on an old California Conservation Corps camp. That's a FDR New Deal thing. They had a lot of things. They had an open shower room, which we used as a co-ed family shower, and there was a river with a clothing optional beach. There were people taking care of the kids, the teens, the tweens, and the wee ones. We had banana slug races. There were workshops on making maracas and mash and pizza and interpreting dreams. And this was the end. I was an MC of the talent show at the end of the week and the end of the talent show. So was the lighting. We had a wonderful week here. Now you're all ready to go back to the city and leave this beautiful forest. My advice is don't go. Under the trees is where you belong. The tree fern is always greener in somebody else's glen. You think about going out there, you better think again. Under the trees, under the trees. Life is keener here where it's greener. Come walk with me under the trees, under the trees. Don't be a deadwood, stay in the redwood under the trees. You can lie in the sun and bask, or find a friend and make a mask. Come ride a bike or go on a hike, make pizza with cheese under the trees, under the trees. Wade in the stream or work out your dream here under the trees. The folks in the camp is happy, they rest and they read and play. Folks in the town ain't happy, they sad cause they work all day. But folks with a job is lucky, they buy home and clothes and meat. One day when they close the company, guess who's gonna be on the street? Under the trees, under the trees. We love our bugs and banana slugs, they're under the trees. There's birds and flowers and co-ed showers under the trees. Even the raccoon and the fox shake their tail, knock off their socks. Even the striped skunk dance with the chipmunk under the trees. Come fish in the brook or just read a book or come play some cards, it's not very hard. Come out in the sun and beat on a drum or pick up a horn and blow. Yeah, Carrie has fun with all the wee ones. The tweens, they make things out of leather and strings. As for the teens, who knows where they've been? And we don't want to know. Under the trees, under the trees. Learn how to make a maraca to shake. You're under the trees. All of the folks who think they're cute go for a swim without their suit. Those with big tush should hide in the bush. You're under the trees, under the trees, under the trees. Play in the dirt or tie-dye a shirt, you're under the trees. All of the creatures in the camp, they just love it cold and damp. Each little squirrel know how to twirl, you're under the trees. Each little snake, you give it a shake, you're under the trees. Each little frog, you're beating a log here, that's why it's neato with the mosquito. We have a gas here in the tall grass here, under the trees. Thank you. I just did that from memory 30 years later.
And it was absolutely brilliant. That was so cute. Thank you for doing that, Urban Cowboy Code. I think
After I
that
did
gave
it, I knew
everyone.
you got a request for 80 copies of it.
I loved it. Thank you for sharing that with us.
That's the
Get
only
his.
time I'm gonna do it on Zoom because it takes too long to
There you go.
explain.
But it'll be in the archives of Facebook and YouTube and in our hearts
Oh
and
yeah,
memories.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
It'll go right on YouTube when we're finished. Well, thank you for that. Get his book, Urban Cowboy Poetry, if you haven't. You can always find him here with us at The Warriors Right, and sometimes at the New York Poets Cafe. Thank you, Greg. Always a pleasure to have you. All right. On deck, we got Martin Parker, and he'll be our last artist of the evening before we do Beanie Blessings. But back up to the mic, we got Marissa Prada.
Oh my gosh, you want something sexy tonight?
I mean, we always want something sexy.
Okay, because I was combing through my old poem, well, not old poems, but my poems from last year. And I found this one, and I don't read it very much, but let me all the shit on this is closed out because it is making lag. All right, here we go. This poem is titled Second Base and will most likely be in my next book, the erotic book. I'm so excited. All right. Chemistry is a sticky, molten madness. Your mouth tastes like a roller coaster drop. I want to taste my cum on your face. This craving lodged in your beard like it can take away my pain. Erase time before your embrace. Warm, wet, soft man lips on this bearded expedition. I want to bite you. I push my hips into your hardness, hear you gasp a quick breath. I feel you. Your hardness presses back, clawing, screaming, demanding to be let out of its pant cage. Panting, raging hard on need to be free, you grab my ass. Both hands a handful. Pull me against you, mouth on a mission, tongue on a rampage, taste our chemistry, bonding over rubbing and bodies that long to remember. Fucking. Curious to feel. Curious to see, curious to taste everything that makes up you. Your beard moves down my neck like a pro. Stealthy, steely heat from mouth paralyzes my movements, so I just stand there. Wait. You pull my shirt further down my chest like a hound, going to ground for my nipples. First button snaps off. Lucky break. Tease you. Entice you further down. You bite the soft flesh of my breasts. My mouth falls open like my legs. Eyes closed. Gasp for breath that I cannot catch as my hips push back into your pants. Ravenous. Your hands move from behind, slip up my shirt, skin soft and warm. First grab fiercely the top of my bra, black, lace, simple. You conquer the summit of each nipple, and I begin to come in my panties already. Man hands demand discovery. In one move, they push up the bra, and my breasts spring out. Shirt flies off in a spray of buttons that clack and clink on the floor. Bra settles around my neck, and you pull it tight into its new place. Face to face, your eyes scar me with starvation. My breasts scream, put us in your mouth, Poppy. You step back. Admire Mother Nature. The frozen nature of my anticipation is evident in the wet stain between my legs. Can you smell it? I reach down in my pants, slide across my slippery clit, pull my hand out and lick the tip of my fingers. I whisper, fuck me, please. A barbaric look of acceptance falls from your stare, is met with my I dare you to eyes. Right here, right now. What the fuck are you waiting for? Thank you. I love that poem.
Okay. I mean, it is officially after 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. So
So that is second base. Yeah, I gotta put a book together.
that's called second base.
It's just second base because I got
Yes,
to.
yeah.
So.
I guess.
But yes, so I love it. If you are not sure if you want to write erotica, just write it for yourself and give it a try. I mean, it's so liberating and fulfilling. I promise.
I mean, there was actually some great erotic poetry read at the unofficial Deadpan Dope last night. I brought that out in people. I'm proud of myself for that.
Hell yeah, we should be very proud. Oh, now of course Little Humans decide to come in. At least I'm done when they decide to come rolling through the
Little
house.
Human doesn't know though.
No,
Little Human has no idea.
And now they're back. Wait, yeah. Anyways.
Oh, I thought you meant the baby.
The little humans, they're back.
Oh, I thought you meant the baby on the Zoom screen. You mean your actual little humans?
My little humans. They
The
like
actual
to
little
carry on
humans.
through. Sometimes it's
Oh, like proud of humans. Okay.
my crotch goblins.
Okay. That's what we call children here at The Word Is Right. Crotch goblins. Well, if you want to learn more about Marissa Prada, her books, and crotch goblins, go to Prada Painting and Poetry and Better Green Books and The Word Is Right. And she's now got to write a poem called Crotch Goblins.
Well, no, I don't, but but it made me think of the anthology I want to do called.
Please don't name it Crotch Goblins.
No, it's called Motherhood and Mulligans. It's poetry about being moms, and maybe the things we would have done differently, or the things we didn't know about, or odes to our children. So.
Oh, I love that. I'm not a mom, but I will proudly buy a copy of that. So I'm a dog mom, not a human mom. All right, I loved it. Thank you for sharing that. Getting awfully spicy here at 11:05 p.m. on the East Coast. All right. Well, our last poet of the night before we go off the air is Martin Parker.
No, thank you. Hate to bring the mood down here, but
You're not bringing the mood down. You're just taking it a different direction.
Taking it in a totally different direction. I don't know if it's totally
I
different,
don't
but
think
it's
I
more.
have
It's
a
a lot more. What's the word? Circumspect.
I mean, I imagine the word crotch goblin is not in your poem, but I could be 100% wrong.
Not so far.
No concrete poem about crotch goblins?
Great stuff. No, not yet. And I'm not trying not to think about that now, but anyway. I thought I'd share a couple of short ones, including one concrete one that's not about that. At least I don't think it is. This first one is a tanka, which I wrote about a friend in Japan that I met unexpectedly one time. So her name was Chiaki Uzuki. And this is Chiaki Uzuki. I'll read the Japanese I came up with first. Shuto eki de megane imanai kagayaku me Chiaki o Akira Uzuki o Utsushi. Big city station. Recently despectacled, sparkling eyes reveal the light of 1,000 dawns, reflecting the rabbit moon. And I just like the way that came out because it's play on her name. Chiaki means 1,000 dawns, and Uzuki means a rabbit moon. And for the concrete poem, would it be okay if I shared the screen?
Absolutely. Let me make you the co-host, and you'll have that capability.
Okay, let me make sure I've got this the way I want it here. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, this is one I didn't get to. It's Spofest. This is one I wrote in my dorm room in college about what happens when you turn the light out. Black hole, where light once stood, gives birth to stellar ring around it, sending out ripples of purple-green glowing which shatter into popcorn patches, skittering away. Walls begin to phosphoresce as shadows slowly start to fade, till faintly reappear desk, window, bookshelf, bed. Thank you.
That was awesome. I love the concrete poetry shared here and tonight at Spofest. And it's on Facebook Live, your feature, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so go check that out on their page. He was awesome. Give him a follow per Quillian, all the stuff he does, all the merchandise. Always a pleasure to have you. He's a mainstay here at Deadpan Dope. Thank you for everything you do, Martin.
Thank you.
All right,
You know what would be cool, Martin, is in the where you have the word ripples.
Mm-hmm.
You start with like small parentheses and you get bigger and bigger and bigger parentheses, and then you go from like small letters in the middle, like the 2 P's, and then you go bigger, bigger, bigger letters. That would be dope.
Yeah, there's been some capabilities that come around since I wrote that back in college, and each time I read it, I'm like, wait, I should do this, I should do that.
So cool.
Yeah, thanks. I need to
beautiful.
go visit all of those concrete poems. Yeah, thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Tonight was such a great night. Thank you to everyone. And thank you to everyone that came through last night for our unofficial Deadpan Dope. I'm glad I could create a brave space for people that needed that on a Monday night. Moist Mondays will be back next Monday with Marissa Prada at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time back here at the Warriors, right? To close us out tonight, we are going to have Shaki G read Beanie Blessings if she's ready.
Okay, I will read it. We close out our time together staring up at the same sky, whether the sun kisses down on your gentle face. The cotton candy clouds begin to swirl in the early evening. The crescent moon fades in as the constellations begin to dance throughout the night. We all look up at the same sky. Thank you for blessing the sky, soil beneath our feet, and our family with your presence and art. Thank you taking the time to create. Thank you for holding space. May you squirt out poems kitty style in dreamland. May we always have beanies to keep us warm and stylish. This has been the Deadpan Dope Tuesday open mic with The Word is Right, hosted by Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie God. On behalf of our community, I, Shaki, bid you adieu until next time. Beanie blessings.
Beanie Blessings.
Get Shaki! Woo!